Welcome back to Learn Astrology with Mary. My name's Mary English. You can find me at www.maryenglish.com, maryenglish.co.uk and UK Astrologer. So it's just a very short episode this week, exciting episode. It's something nice to be telling you, but it's not a very long podcast this week because unfortunately our lovely rescue dog has passed to heaven and I'm not really up for doing anything too in-depth. I haven't got any brain cells left, but I will be back to work in a couple of weeks' time. But I just wanted to keep the podcast short and sweet today so that it'll be interesting for yourselves and not too stressful for myself. Now, we've got quite an interesting podcast this week, so I'll take you back to the beginning. So how the subject I'm going to be talking about, how it even occurred. So I was doing a reading for a person and we got into a discussion and they told me, this person's very interested in astrology, by the way, and they told me that they were also a coder, and the person concerned is a young lady. Now, there aren't many women. It's a very, very male sector field of work. Okay, so if you think about people that do coding and write code and create computer programs and all the rest of it, is predominantly blokes. And the young lady that I was reading for, interested in astrology but also doing this. And I can't remember how it came up in the conversation, but I said, oh, that's right. She mentioned that she was interested in creating a computer program, and that she really liked transits. And I said, yeah, go ahead. That sounds a fabulous idea. There aren't very many women that do coding. There can't be that many that do astrological coding, because trust me, coding in and of itself, it's so geared towards the male sector. There's just a squidgy, teeny weeny amount of women that do it. Just like on Wikipedia, and I've done a whole episode on this. If you're an editor for Wikipedia, which I am, I don't edit all the time, but I'm a woman and I'm one of a teeny percentage of people that do that, because the whole tech sector is orientated towards men. Paternalistic is that the word I would say? It's male dominated, get me that. So if I ever come across someone and they're a woman and they work in the coding field, my ears prick up, and I don't know much coding. I know a teeny bit of HTML, so coding language. There's all different languages how to write a computer program, and I know a little bit of one of the earlier ones, which is called HTML, because my old website used to be written in that, and then I got a computer program to write my website for me. But anyway, that's so I do know a teeny bit about the construction of websites. That's as far as it goes with me. And I'm no good at mathematics, as you know, so I couldn't possibly be a coder. I could just about count to 10. So that was in the conversation, she was interested in doing this. Anyway, fast forward, and she has written the program, and let me tell you a bit about it, because I've trialed it. So I had a free trial so that I could see how it works and get my head around it and all the rest of it. And what I wanted to know when I did it was it easy? Okay, because one of the things about doing anything that's computer orientated, if it isn't easy for the person that's going to do it, it falls at the first hurdle. So when you think about every time you buy a new cell phone, mobile phone, and you plug it in and you do stuff, if they make it too complicated for you to even know where to start and what button to push and all the rest of it, that's it doesn't work. So I'll tell you all about the program in a minute. I just want to share with you that, was it an easy thing to do? Okay, was it easy to do this thing this lady has created? And the answer is a big fat yes. So just keep that in mind. Now, she's created a website, and I'm not getting any money to plug this, okay? So this isn't a sponsored podcast. It was just interesting because this was somebody that I did a reading for, and she works in coding, and she's created this. And I think anybody that does that should be encouraged as far as, within the astrological world, because, again, there aren't a lot of people that do anything tech-wise that is astrological and are also female. Okay, so I'm pushing the gender thing here, so you have to apologise if I'm not going to apologise. So the website is transitcal.com, so it's transitcal.com. And what had come up in the reading was she was really, really into transits, and what she's created is a transit calendar that syncs with whatever calendar you use. So I don't know about all the other types of calendars, but I've got Google Calendar. And so we've got, so I'm just on the website here, just reading it out to you, what you've got here, your personalised astrological transits right in your calendar. And at the moment, she's offering 3 different types of things. So you can have moon phases, all phases of the moon, including new moons, full moons, waxing, waning and quarter phases. And of course, full information about eclipses. And then there's personal transits, your fully personalised astrological calendar of natal transits, and then universal events, everything happening in the skies, ingresses, major transit aspects, you name it, she's got it. Okay, now I'm not going to tell you this person's name because I haven't asked her if it's okay for me to say her name. So we're not doing this as a promo for the person, and we're not doing it as a promo for the calendar. What we're doing is we're exploring what can be done astrologically if you are a woman and you know how to code. So she's created this, and it syncs with your calendar. So just to give you an example of what happens. So today, I'm recording this on Saturday the 8th of June. And I got an email notification because I use Google Calendar, and it said Uranus 10th house sextile Mercury in the 7th house. So this is a transit that is going to come up tomorrow, which is the Sunday the 9th of June. And it gives me the time in GMT that it's going to happen. It's going to be 10:24 a.m. and it's going to be a sextile. And the transiting planet is Uranus in Taurus, and the natal planet is Mercury in Pisces. So it lets you know what you've got in your chart and what transit this is telling you about. So if you know a bit of astrology, obviously I do, I'll know that tomorrow, because I'm recording this on Saturday and it goes out tomorrow, there will be a nice sextile between Uranus and my 7th house. So that's inspirational, blah, blah, blah things, yeah. Now, as the other thing you have to remember when you're first learning astrology is about the interpretation of things. Transit Cal doesn't offer an interpretation, so it's useful if you know your astrology, but it won't be so useful if you don't know your interpretations of things. And the way that it pans out, so when you look at your Google Calendar, you can see for the whole of the month where are going to be the things that apply to you, and that actually synced into your calendar. Now, the other thing you need to keep in mind, if you don't use Google Calendar or iCal or Outlook or whatever, and you're not using a calendar like that, it's not you've got to be able to use a calendar to do it, because that's where it's going to be located. Now, I in fact don't use my Google Calendar. I've got a physical calendar that I use, so that's why I could then see how this works and and you can change all your notifications, so you can have emails every second if you wanted to, which I don't. It can give you the major things, and what the software does is that the only piece of information that it needs, obviously, is access to your calendar. What it needs is your birth data. So this probably won't work so well if you don't have accurate birth data. So if you've got date, time, location of your birth, then you enter that in and it creates your chart. Now, it uses the whole sign method, So I said I'd have a look at it and I'd run through it and see how it works and stuff. So if you're into whole sign, then this is the method to use. And she's also said that if you want to be able to use other house systems, then she'll create that later on. But this is what we call sort of work in progress. It's already been created. It will already notify you, it'll let you know when specific transits are coming up. You can go forwards in time, so your Google Calendar goes to the year dot. The software will do that. Now it's operating using the software that also operates on astro.com. So astro.com has software that developers can use to create their own products. So this is what it's based on. So knowing that it's got astro.com behind it. Now don't forget, astro.com and Transit Cal, they're not related, they're not friends, they're not best buddies. It's just that the computer program necessary to be able to make it work is located on astro.com, which was written by I always forget his name, hold on. Only reason I forgot his name is I can never pronounce his Alois Trendle, the Swiss computer program, he's a computer program, and he invented the software that astro.com operates on. And so to make a computer program, you need programming blurb, and this is what Transit Cal has used to be able to create what she has provided. Now, I'll just take you through the refund policy is a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it for 30 days, see if you like it. If you don't, then she has guaranteed that she'll give you money back with no questions asked. So there's nothing to lose to subscribe and to have it. Okay, so those are one-time payments that are made. As far as I'm aware, they're not recurring, they're just to have that software synced to your calendar. It's that one-time payment. Okay, so that's quite a lot of things that you buy these days, they want you to subscribe, and that can get pretty expensive, but this is a one-off purchase. Okay, so what else do I need to tell you? I'll put the link to the website in the show notes, and then you can ping over there and have a look at it. But the reason I'm mentioning it on the podcast today is the two things is there aren't many women that code, and equally there aren't many women that do astrological coding. There are some, but not that many, and this is what totally got me, that's exciting, because it's woman created, and I think in a male dominated environment it's great to be able to encourage people that are female or identifying as female to do coding and to do these types of things. And so this is brand new. It works, by the way, so if you're worried about it not working, it definitely does work, because I've been trialing it for the last couple of weeks, I think it is now, and it's how is it, so it's not invasive or intrusive. It isn't sending you something all of the time, and I say in the settings, like anything, you can choose what it is that you want to have. Now, that was the thing, that when I first set it up, something occurred. So this is programming wise, something occurred, and I got an immediate email from her to say, I can see that you were struggling with this, and it's because of your browser or something, and that issue's now been fixed. So that was like almost, I think it was minutes later that the issue came up. So she's so good at coding and also responded to emails and making notifications or whatever, that immediately I got an email saying this had been fixed and when to go back and to sort it out. Yeah. So ping over there, have a look, let me know what you think about it, send me an email. You can directly email her, so her email address is hi@transitcal.com, and as I say, it's a new thing, it's just come out, so we do like to cover those types of things on the podcast. And you can have Sabian symbols in there, you can have the whole shebang, so you can put into your calendar everything that you want to know on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, and what's an alert, so you might come up and there might be a reminder. As I say, I know that I've got this thing coming up for myself tomorrow, and so you've got those things in your calendar, so you can now the other thing I was going to say, that if you don't want to, say you use Google Calendar anyway and you use it specifically for work, or you use it for this or that or the other, and you don't want your Google Calendar to be full of astrological stuff, you can set up a separate calendar that this software will just run on. So you have got that option as well. She's near enough thought about everything, so you don't have to have your own calendar if you use Google Calendar or the two other types of calendars. You don't have to have that stuff with Astrology if you don't want to. So it's just a short little episode today. I thought I'd share with you about transitcal.com and the young lady that set it all up and how exciting it is. Oh, and also she went to, now hold on, there was a conference in the US that she went to. Yeah, the conference she went to is the Northwest Astrological Conference, and their website is norwac.net. So she took it along there, and they have in their conference, anybody that's got new things and they want to share with people, and she shared that there. And I've also checked back in my emails as well, and she said that she will be at some point using putting into the system, because at the moment it was set up, I don't know if that's changed since we last emailed, that it was wholesome. She's also going to be doing equal house, so that will be offered pretty soon. She's working on that at the moment. So today we've been discussing Transit Cal, a new bit of software that will sync with your calendar and let you know what transits are coming up for yourself, so you've got them, so you don't have to keep searching through your ephemeris all the time or going online and checking stuff, and it'll be there in your calendar. And I'll be back next week, and I hope you have a fab week. Bye bye now.